Hi there, welcome back. It's Gina with Soul Inspired Reflections. Those of you who had recently been following me, we just completed the 55 Days of Christ Consciousness, basically taking one card from that deck and doing a reading on it and teaching. So I hope those of you found that supportive to you and come back to those recordings at any time. Also want to take a brief moment to thank all new subscribers. I really appreciate you liking and subscribing. And the support um, and really to be able to hold the space for you and support you along your journey. It also supports me along mine and my own growth as we all are growing together, even though it's on our own individual pace, on our own soul timeline and whatnot. So I decided to come on today. We recently began the new year of 2024. And also just recently passed through the 11/11 gateway, right? January 11th, right? And so those are all powerful gateways when we have multiples of numbers and things of that nature. So pay attention to the numerology for those of you that, especially if you're becoming more and more sensitive to energies and the discernment of energy within yourself and what you're experiencing external from you, because we're all part of the oneness, right? It's coming in through your aura, like you can feel it through the light body, through your body. So the ability to discern energies is really an important step of your own self-mastery. So, so for those of you that are new to my work, I'm always bringing it back to the body, your physical body, emotional body, spiritual body, the light body, as well as tying things into how does it show up for you in your ascension, your soul growth, your awakening and integration of your I am presence, your higher self, your highest aspect of you. And to be able to recognize that this process of ascension is organic, it's natural, it's going to happen whether you want it to or not. So for those of you that are becoming more awakened to your true essence and discovering what that is for you and what that means from a totally different perspective, especially through the heart awakening, you'll begin to become aware of things that aren't really what you thought they were. Even within the spiritual community, for those of you that have been maybe awakened for a while, this too is an opportunity for you to advance in your learning, in your mentorship with energy, in connecting with your I am presence and your monadic presence, and to really loosen your grip on what you thought you knew and what you think you know, and to be neutral in the observance and what comes in for you now. And those of you that are newly awakened, I offer you that similar sentiment, because this in your sovereignty is about you leading your own life, your spiritual sovereignty. Even anything I say, if it's not resonating with you, that's perfectly fine. If it hits you in a certain way, you're like, I don't know, I don't really agree with that. Totally fine. You're not meant to agree with everything I say. And what comes through today may evolve tomorrow, right? It may evolve tomorrow. Even over the years, as I've worked with Ascended Masters, integrating with my I am presence, working with the universal rays of light, that has all evolved since I first started working with it. Okay, so allow yourself to really evolve in your self-mastery, step by step, and to come back to the center, come back to your heart center, because that's going to be very important for many of you and myself to stay in the center, observer, neutral point area, be able to alchemize things, the discernment, and take, as someone once said recently, pay attention to the vibratory action of things. So as I continue, I'm going to go ahead and just clear the space with Palo Santo. Go ahead and call in the directions of the east with air. Call in the direction of the south and the element of water. As the south supports us with some rapid growth. May it bring ease and comfort. While the east can bring us higher vision, element of wind. It's our mental body in some ways. The ability to see all things from a higher perspective. We're also going to call in the west, the element of fire. For fire has so many beautiful attributes. It's also can be connected with endings and new beginnings and rejuvenation, as you also connect with the fire inside you, your divine spark. As you know, with every ending, there's a beginning. It's an infinite cycle. We'll go ahead and call in the north and the element of abundance, a time of winter, a time of great power. Great power. So if you recognize that you are constantly in a ceremony or ritual, if you will, we're in this cycle of the directions every day and through every moment and our experiences. So you can see it in the micro and the macro level of this, right? So we have the 4 seasons, right? We have the spring, the summer, the fall, the winter as the primary 4, right? And then we have in our day, you can also have that where the nighttime as you go to sleep becomes the winter as you nestle in for bed at night, right? As you awaken, it becomes the spring. And the activity part of your day is the summer. And then the evening, the dawn, like, but it's still sunny, like dusk, the dusk part of your day is the fall as you let go of your day and transition back home, right, from your daily activities. So recognize where you are at within your daily cycle, right? Because if you're already thinking about home, but you're still at work and it's only lunchtime, you're not present in what you're doing, right? So how might you begin to recognize where you are in the cycle of your day, the cycle of your body, your emotions, your mental state, your physical body, if you're feeling it anywhere, are you breathing? So give yourself that space. So we're going to also call in Archangel Sandalphon to assist in grounding our body, grounding our energy, opening up our Earth Star chakra. As we're doing this, go ahead and breathe in, placing your feet onto the ground or visualizing your feet on the ground. We're also going to have our expansion spray because we're going through another level of expansion. We're also going to call on Archangel Metatron and his energy to assist us at the stellar gateway. And we want to be balanced in our poles within us and our magnetism. Oh, crimson today. We're going to connect more with our I am presence and higher self-consciousness because we're coming through another level where it's of integration and through the heart connection. And also for those of you that connect to dragon energy, that is very much, it's a dragon year. And that can be so exciting working with the dragon energy. But when I think of wood and the dragon, I also think of fire, but I think of really all the elements because there are many types of dragons and many types of dragon energy. And we're also are rebuilding, and I say we, but collectively, we're rebuilding our relationship with the dragon realm. Okay, because there was discord between humans and dragons, right? And so we got to remember, think about too, as we're moving into more of the activation of that Avalonian energy, that's a lot of that is being sparked up and ignited within like Europe, right? Ireland, Scotland, England, that region of the world, that opening of the heart, the ley lines that run through those points. Not just Stonehenge, there's Avonbury. Let me see if I'm gonna just pause for a moment. So yes, Avonbury, if I pronounce that correctly, it's another type of Stonehenge type of place. Very high energetic center to that space. So Avonbury Henge, it's has stone circles and it's in the heart of Wiltshire and has the greatest number of stones in Britain. I'm just going to read a little bit about it here. Even though many of the original stones have been removed, but their energetic purpose still remains, okay, within that area and in the land and in the grid system, okay. It's also in the etheric, they're standing stones in the etheric realm. And part of what many of us are beginning to go through now is we're going to feel another level of magnetism occurring. Okay, so if these regions in this area of the world is known to be the heart chakra of the world, in like Glastonbury in that region, because the earth also has its own chakra system and stargates and things of that nature. Okay, and all the mountain regions, there's many mountain regions that are all connected, like Kalesh, Mount Shasta, things like that. The Grand Tetons, and there's many more. Okay, they're all communicating with each other. So this region has a geomantic purpose. Okay, so it's let's think of magnetics, right? It's considered a sacred site, and it's in okay, and but we're also pay attention to how it relates to your third eye function, right? Because you're going through a awakening, which requires a heart awakening. For you to even integrate your I am presence, you must have a heart awakening and opening. All right. And that also opens up the angelic realm to you, because the angelic realm assists very much so with your feelings, your feeling. Okay. And then the elemental kingdom, which primarily assists the human in the mental functions. All right, being able to hold the mind. And if you separate the word L and then mental, L is can be referred to as God. So God mind, right? Think of the soul as the seat of the soul area in the third eye. All right. So if you're thinking about even the serpent lines, the dragon lines, I don't think we're going to go too far into those today, but those, it's a masculine and feminine energy that runs around the world, and those two will cross at certain points. And it moves energy, masculine and feminine energy, through the planet and through the etheric. That too runs through you. So, people describe the Kundalini energy coming through your energetic centers. It crisscrosses through your energetic centers, the caduceus, right? Archangel Raphael can be seen holding that. The medical industry can be seen holding that. Egyptians, we see it depicted in most areas of the world. So think of the magnetism that occurs within your physical body and light body, right? Because magnetite, it's a stone that's magnetic. If you have metal, it'll stick to it. Is in your tissues. It's in it's found also in your tissues of the body. But think about the magnetism that must occur from the root of you, and for that energy, as you igniting the third eye and purifying the pineal gland, those crystals get ignited, and that magnetism draws that energy up through your body, through your light column. Okay. And there's many ways to describe all of this, right? Because your nervous system gets activated, your cerebral fluid starts moving up and down a little with more ease. Some people refer to it as the sacred secretion. Okay. Your third eye is coming more and more online than ever before. So the ability to anchor that light is very, very important, to anchor energy. Everything's energy. So even as I say light, it's still energy. Color is energy, and it holds a vibration. So magnetics, very important right now to connect with Archangel Sandalphon to assist you in opening your Earth star and anchoring your light column into the Earth center, the heart of the Earth. And that focal point may change for you the more your Earth star opens, okay? The third eye on the planet in Glastonbury, and think also about the crown chakra of the planet in Kailash. It's a mountain in Tibet. Okay, all these ley lines are becoming more infused with energy and activating. And so more these areas get purified, and the more the light takes over other gateways that have been preoccupied or closed down by misqualified energies, I'll say, the more you are also getting purified. Because what happens for you happens in the earth, what happens in the universe, it's in everything. Okay. So pay attention to that. Also pay attention to the structure of your actual skull. Okay, because that all has purpose in relationship to your third eye center. Okay. For those of you a little farther along in your meditative practices and connection with higher self, you may want to begin to call in and work with the Mother of Pearl Ray. The Mother of Pearl Ray will assist you in integrating your divine complement. You start getting into more of your twin flame energy. Now, I'm not meaning some outside person from you. I'm talking about your energy that you are returning into wholeness with. Okay, an aspect of you that did not come into physical form. Okay, at the same time. So your masculine and feminine energies are integrating within you as your higher self is coming in. Let me see if there's a section I wanted to read. Let's see if I can find it really quick. So this is from the Gnosis and the Law. And it's a book, if you felt like ordering it, you can get it at the airofpeace.com. Okay, so it's the white fire being, right? We are a white fire being. So it must be borne in mind that man individualized originally stood before God as a white fire body, having the form of a perfect circle of light. With the division of the white fire from into twain, each half of his white fire body manifested as an individualized I am presence in the heart of the great central sun. It should be understood that the twain who descended from the white fire body originally composed of the whole circle are twin rays, one part of the complement manifesting the masculine nature of deity, the other the feminine. Okay. At times, one of these elected remain in higher octaves without descending through the dense spheres, and then, in many cases, both descended to participate in the realm of experience, moving through the octave of consciousness into the present hour. So there's more to that as well, but I brought in that white fire body and that circle so you can meditate and go into meditation into your I am presence and connect with that original blueprint of yourself. And the reason why this is important, because as we connect and step further into creation, and as those King Arthur and the Avalon energy is becoming more and more activated within the Earth grid, and the Mary lines, Michael and Mary lines, those are all being more and more activated. Your light body is changing, okay? And becoming so much more aware of your ability in the way in which you create, okay? There's 7 activities of creation brought to us by the Elohim. Those are those assist with the form creation, putting energy into form. But that requires you to master these 7 activities, and you will begin to see where you are in them. Okay, and as you connect to your threefold flame, your divine spark that is anchored within you. And some teachings, it's referred as the secret chamber of your heart. That's where it is, but you will know what that is. And it's referred to in many different ways. The the French Florida, well, excuse me, I can't pronounce that right now. That is a representation of the threefold flame. The Tritons is the representation of the threefold flame. Okay, so the elemental, your body is also an elemental, has provided you, me, life, with these 7 activities to create, which is purity of holding a divine pattern, externalizing thought form, which requires focus, perception, because this, depending on our perception, is how we create, okay? Concentration, constancy, rhythm, and hold peace. So you must be able to hold peace and abide by wisdom of the law. All right. So as you come into this year of 2024, it has the great potential to be successful at whatever it is that you want to do. It's a really powerful time to step further into your self-mastery of creation and manifestation. But that requires you to have the ability to really work with those 7 activities of creation, because you are integrating your I am presence. You're visualizing the world you want, but we're still not at a place where we can hold it. Right? We get glimpses of what it is, what it feels, and what it feels like in the body, but we're still not at a place where we can fully hold it and where it just stays manifested, right? But we also are coming together collectively, because with an elemental, for those of you that study the elementals and work with them in nature and the Devic kingdom, they have the same training, right? They go through training just as you are right now to purify your soul, to integrate your I am presence, okay? They go through the same training to say even just be one blade of grass. And then once there's enough elementals that can hold that blade of grass for as long as it's meant to be held, then they get assigned to a region to go be that blade of grass. And I saw it recently on a hike that I went on, and it was just all of a sudden they just glue and popped off, and I could see all the energy coming off the blades of grass and the way the light was hitting it. And then I thought, oh my gosh, the amount of particulates it takes to hold that form is countless. It's countless, right? So think about your own body, because your body has a body elemental that is holding your form in every capacity. Your organs, your hair, your eyes, the way your structure is, that is all being held by the body elemental. That your heart beats, that your lungs breathe, that you blink, right? All these what is it, automatic responses your body has, that's your body elemental working for you. Okay, and I've talked about this a little bit on my Instagram page, but I encourage you to begin to connecting with the body elemental and the elemental vortices within you, okay? And they align with your chakra system, and it's working with the elements of fire, air, water, earth, and the ether, okay? So pay attention to those things as your body is transitioning. So again, back to the mother of pearl ray. For those of you connecting with that ray, a different ray may come in during your meditation if that's the ray you need at the time, okay? Because we're all going through different stages of purification and embodiment, okay? So just trust what comes through. but also it's purifying your light body, your channel, and also letting go of any faults or old programming, if you will, because we are like a computer. Our body's like a bio spiritual computer. Okay. So the new energetic system wants to come in, but you have to allow it, right? I mean, it's still going to come in, but if you're not supporting it to come in, it can be uncomfortable. And you'll notice too how those that aren't awakened yet, how uncomfortable these transitions are. It could come out with anger, sadness, depression, all sorts of things. And if any of you are like me, you still feel those, but with the tools that you have in place, you can help support it and facilitate it through the breath. As simple as breathing and movement is important. But let's see what the cards have to say and share with us today as we're connecting with the energies and the planetary grid system there. Okay, because that is being created and has been being worked on for a while now, but more and more light workers are contributing their energy to supporting the grid system. So the first deck I'm going to use is the Ascension card deck by Diana Cooper. And I haven't used this deck for a while, so we'll see how many pop out. And I didn't think we were going to use this deck first, but that's the one I'm grabbing. So let's see what's happening. We're also going to connect right now too, also with the Crimson Root Base Root Chakra Spray by Amanda Ellis, as I also am a Metatron color healing practitioner. So that line of work is very much part of working with the universal rays of light and supporting clients and myself come into and harmonize with where I'm at and where you're at. And but there's something about the bloodline. So let's go ahead and bring that energy in. There's something about the bloodline right now. We'll see what they want to say. What we'll just call an Archangel Metatron to assist in guiding what wants to be said through the Ascension card deck. How many cards? I just let the deck decide for those of you that have been with me. I just shuffle until a card comes out, and there's 2 cards sticking out. So perfect. We have Archangel Metatron and the Fire Dragons. There's no accidents. There's the synchronicities get more and more as you pay attention to that and really listen to your intuition and your gut instinct, really bridging those worlds together through the heart. Okay, because those of you at a certain level of your integration are recognizing you are bridging those worlds together. You're bridging the worlds together now. They're not separate. You're learning how to be it all at one time. So the fire dragons, beautiful. Dragons are 4th dimensional elementals. They can transmute heavy vibrations that angels cannot reach. Archangel Gabriel oversees Thor and his fire dragons. You are asked to send out fire dragons. I found that interesting. As I said, you're asked to ascend. We'll come back to that. Supervised by Gabriel to consume negativity in places and auras, then ask Gabriel's angels to replace the lower energies with a shimmering diamond of pure light. Nice, that's beautiful, because also our heart is becoming that diamond, that white diamond within you. It can be depicted different ways, but I'm seeing a white diamond today. Okay. Call on the fire dragon to transmute any stuck energy in your own aura and to light you up at high frequencies so that you can radiate enthusiasm and joy. So I'm going to reread this because I kind of stumbled a little bit, but there's a piece where ascension came up, so you can ascend, right? Well, as you clear your aura, your field, your karmic debt, right? You're bringing healing to even on every levels, every soul lifetime, every dimension, every parallel universe known and unknown to you. You are purifying all this in the present moment of now. You're letting go of your past transgressions. You're letting go of your you're bringing your emotions to a neutral state and 0 point field. You're seeing more of the totality of situations as those of you are at a pure enough state to access your Akashic records for higher guidance when needed. And it's like you're becoming the all-seeing eye. Okay, because the third eye is becoming more magnetized and activated, your heart is becoming more magnetized and activated, your gut and your Kundalini energy rising, and the integration of your divine complementary energy, your twin flame energy. Okay, that is all happening more this year. Okay, now I don't want to sugarcoat things, it's not going to be all roses. But to be able to step into your mastery and to be here with the chaos of things that are going to be occurring this year is very important, because you're going to continue to anchor that light within you and within the planet and stay neutral as an, I don't even know if neutral is the right word. You have to be in action, okay? Vibrational action. And what that means for you and your situations, I don't know, because I am not you. I only know what that means in my own. But you want to be aligned and be in your power and discernment. Okay, so I'm going to reread Fire Dragons again. Okay, I'm going to reread that. Dragon, and this card says fourth dimensional elementals, but there are other dragons that hold higher dimensional frequencies, higher than the fourth dimension. So again, this is where it's like, we're not going to hold on to everything so tightly. We're going to call in and ask. I would even I would call on the fire dragons of fourth dimensional and above that are willing, that are able to come assist me. Right. And then that higher being of light that is meant to come through, depending on what is occurring for you, will come through. If I only say fourth dimensional, that limits it only to the fourth dimensional dragon. Okay, because you can go into the sixth and seventh realm, okay, and beings of light, because there might be another elemental that steps in. So be really discerning in your choice of words, because your words have vibration, okay, and frequency. And because all of us are learning to become masters of creation and manifestation, your words, your thoughts are highly important and must align. Okay, because you're just a part of creating your reality and through your perceptions as anything else. So remember, perception is one of those activities of creation. How you perceive something will impact the potential of what you're manifesting. Okay, even in your spiritual growth, the ability to let go and surrender all of it and be like, I don't even know what any of this is right now. I'm just going to go back into, as someone referred to, their cave of their third eye, because that's where you create in that space. Okay, the holographic piece, that's where you create. All right, so again, fire dragons, it's number 7 for those of you that wish to look up the numerology, do that on your own. Dragons are fourth dimensional elementals. They can access and transmute heavy vibrations that angels cannot reach. Okay, so you can use the angelic realm together. So this part's important too, and I'll come back to it in just a second. Or actually, I'm hearing say it now. There's 3 spheres. Let me see if I wrote it down here. There's 3 cosmic evolutions or evolutionary intelligence that we are working with. It's the elemental kingdom, the angelic kingdom, and the human. So the elemental, the angel, and the human all work together. Okay. They all work together. The angel holds the feeling realm. The elemental assists in the human with the mental. Okay. And they all works together in unity. Okay, so keep that in mind. Those of you that are paying attention, like, well, yeah, I'm human, but I am a soul in a body, right? And if you break down human, just like break it down to HUE, like hue, color, vibration, man, okay? Body, okay? And then mental, like if you, the mental piece can also relate to the soul. All right, think about where we're working here, the third eye center, the seat of the soul. All right, let go of the physicality a little bit, and where your mind wants to hold on to the construct in the human way. All right, that limits our ability to create sometimes. So back to this fire dragon again. Dragons are fourth dimensional elementals. They can access and transmute heavy vibrations that angels cannot reach. Archangel Gabriel oversees Thor and his fire dragons. You are asked to send out fire dragons supervised by Gabriel to consume negativity in places and auras. Then ask Gabriel's angels to replace the lower energies with the shimmering diamond of a pure light. Call on the fire dragon to transmute any stuck energy in your own aura to light you up at a higher frequency so that you can radiate enthusiasm and joy. The affirmation for this card and invoking the fire dragons, I invoke fire dragons to clear my path to ascension. I invoke fire dragons to clear my path to ascension. I invoke fire dragons to clear my path to ascension. And remember when I was speaking before, I'm like, so you can ascend. Yeah, so you can have an internal ascension. Okay. And yeah, it's beautiful. So the angelic realm and the dragon realm, the elemental kingdom, work together with the human. We work together because all those energies and realms live within you as well. So now we also have Archangel Metatron card that came out. Now, it's number 27, comes down to a 9. So again, you can look that up on your own. I'm not feeling called to look those numbers up right now. But if you are one to pay attention to numerology, feel free to do that. And if you're curious when I'm recording this, it's January 14th, 2024. Okay, so Archangel Metatron, you are blessed to receive this card for the mighty universal Archangel Metatron, who is coordinating the ascension of the planet, is touching you. He is illuminating your aura with his golden orange light as he works with your stellar gateway chakra. And I find it interesting because today I've been using this beautiful golden yellow candle, and it was handmade in Pennsylvania, and it burns so beautifully. But the color is what has drawn me. Your message is to relax and allow Metatron's wings to enfold you. Ask to visit him at his ascension retreat in Luxor during meditation or sleep so that you can receive his guidance. I was going to say higher guidance. This may come as a thought, a whisper, or a feeling. When you ask sincerely for help on your ascension journey, Metatron will open new doors for you and guide you. I'm going to reread this. You are blessed to receive this card for the mighty universal angel Metatron, who is coordinating the ascension of the planet, is touching you. He is illuminating your aura with his golden orange light as he works with your stellar gateway chakra. Your message is to relax and allow Metatron's wings to enfold you. Go ahead and breathe in, as those of you are listening, and relax your body, because his energy is going to come through and is coming through now as we're reading this card and invoking his energy. Ask to visit him at his ascension retreat in Luxor during meditation or sleep so that you can receive the guidance. This may come as a thought, a whisper, or a feeling. When you ask sincerely for help on your ascension journey, Metatron will open new doors for you and guide you. Okay. So pay attention to the synchronicities, pay attention to the thoughts that come in, and you can even sit in, if you're sitting in meditation and these things occur and something appears to you, you can sit longer and wait for the answer or the message to be revealed and be like, is this the truest message? Right? You can question it. It's okay. Not from a place of doubt, but from a place of like, I'm making sure this is the light coming in. Right? Because as we are becoming more open, sometimes other energies come through. So this is where it's so important for you to have someone to manage your stellar gateway, clearing your, purifying your energetic centers, activating your pillar of light, and keeping your field clean, and releasing all cords of your day from the morning, from the sleep time, from your day. So do this in the morning and in the evening before you go to bed. And when you wake up, that you release all your cords, you reactivate your pillar of light and put on your protection, right? Like your armor of God, your violet flaming and purifying and oscillating yourselves through the violet fire, right? Whatever your practice is, using the platinum ray, very reflective and deflective. Okay, that platinum silvery color. Okay, and then just sit and wait, because I know for me, things come as I walk, right? I'm out walking and information comes because I'm more of a kinetic thing with movement. Some of you will travel at night in your dream state and receive information. I encourage you to maybe put a journal near your bed and just start writing. Or if you're woken up at 4 in the morning, go be in the stillness of the morning, okay, and write or just listen. Okay. Here's the affirmation. I attune to Archangel Metatron today. I attune to Archangel Metatron today. I attune to Archangel Metatron today. And let's go ahead and breathe that in. And take notice where you feel energy around your body. I know for me, I tend to feel him kind of come around my shoulders and a bit through the back, almost as if the wings come around, but it's like standing, there's space between my back and where he's standing. So it's not like right on me, but I can feel the gentleness of the energy. And it also maybe because I've integrated his energy, so it does not feel as intense. So for some of you, it might feel stronger as you integrate that energy and working with that energy within you. So remember, you're not separate from that energy. When you work with the angelic realm or guides, they're mentors. Okay. You're the one leading your life through free will and choice. However, there is that piece of the universal light energy, right? The divine order of things that's in motion, right? So it's going to happen or not. So there's debate on how much free will you really have, right? But you have a lot of free will, okay? When you're on your life purpose and you know that you're listening and living life from a place of trust and faith and integration of your I am presence and monad, then you just move with it. Your ego is no longer in the way of, you've surrendered to what is while still having choice. So it's kind of a both and. But you will notice that until it becomes fully complete for you. So we'll notice both these cards are talking about ascension, right? So we're going through this next cycle of ascension. So let's see what And it's important for you to anchor in your light because things are going to get bumpy in this greater world of ours as discord continues to happen. Pay attention to, don't overly inundate yourself with media. However, it's important to stay aware of what's happening in the world, right? There's a lot of discord, a lot of wars still occurring. But it's a time of the truth cannot hide anymore. The truth of anything cannot hide anymore, and things will try, right? Even my recent experiences where all the lies being said, they just bounced off because there was no merit to them, and the truth always rose up. And so the more that truth rises up, and the more that other energy within someone will keep trying to knock it off you center and kind of and it doesn't work anymore. That when you're in your power and here in the light of the truth of what is, all those things never work anymore. You don't have to defend it. You don't have to defend yourself. You stay neutral in your language and you just speak from the truth of what is, and that's it. And it all comes to the surface. So that's also happening on a macro level of the world. And people are standing up, okay? And they're beginning to no longer stay silent. You're not here to be silent in your life and just watch things go by. You're not. And it'll show up for you in your own way. So this next deck is Sandra Ann Taylor Energy Oracle cards. Okay, we'll see what one card or however many cards want to come through. But I'm going to clear this deck because I'm being asked to. It's important to clear your mystical tools before and after you use them. But I hadn't used these for a while, so it's like, oh, I'm clearing the deck. You can also pray over it and use the violet flame, but I'm using sage and also the violet flame a little bit through in my thoughts. Whenever you're doing work like this, always hydrate, please. Wow, that card really came out fast. Okay, we have the temple path that popped out 12. So it's kind of like stay on your path, right? We'll get into more into that card. And we have number 5, attachment. Attachment. So the temple path and attachment. And any more cards on this? Any more cards? Not oracle energies. Okay. So now I'm pulling a card from Colette Baron Reed, 7 oracles energies. This deck I always thought was interesting because the depictions on it, I didn't think it matched in some way, but then it did. So okay, this card's on top that I flipped to. It's the healing heart. Actually, both these and letting go. All right, and then we'll see if one more card wants to come, and 2 more did, and we'll stop there. All right, this may be a longer video than I intended, but that's the way it is. So we have the fire dragons, we have Metatron, we have the temple path, we have 5 attachment, and then we have a healing heart, letting go. We have beyond the ordinary and the burst of magic. These 2 came out at the end. So we will come into that because we also have the Merlin energy. Merlin energy is very magical. That's coming through, which makes sense too. He loves working with nature and dragons and the elementals. He's a master alchemist, as are you. Okay, so you have to remember that you are. But we're first going to focus on these, the temple path. First, I'm just going to take a look at the cards itself. Yeah. How does this relate to ascension and integration? to stay on the path, to stay on the path, the temple path, the temple, the temple, the Templars, 12. So it's a number 12 for those of you who want to look up that numerology. Okay. And like I'm also seeing Metatron's energy in there, those golden orange, they're lights and lanterns, but they also look like orbs. Okay, and this is set out in nature. And if you look down here, there's like a spiral of energy that one would depict. Okay, so staying on your temple path, right? Staying in your authenticity. It's a really powerful time to be in your authenticity, in your personal power, in what your inner and knowing is, the depth of your knowing, that temple path, the sacredness that is you, and to continue going, continue taking step by step and be in your temple of the body. That's what comes to mind as well. Your body is a temple. It's designed with sacred geometry to bring in light, to receive. You're a receiver and a giver of light. You can feel everything and you are nothing at the same time. So pay attention and to stay on in your light. Stay on your path. Whatever starts to distract you, if you have to take care of some human things, take care of them, but stay in your heart center, come back to the quietness of your mind, and you will know if something is sticking with you, it's going to be repeating. The event will repeat over and over in your mind, and you're just like, you have to take care of that, clear it, stay on your path. And when know what helps me is to continue. It's not ignoring it. I don't want to dismiss things, but it helps me to continue to come back to this work. Continue to put my energy where I know I'm meant to. That's part of my purpose of being here. And I know a big piece of that is to support people anchor the light in their body and build their foundational skills of their pillar of light. They're working with their I am presence, integration, the violet flame, their threefold flame, their divine spark. Also, how do you walk that in your human experience? Because it's ascension, the purification of the soul is an experiential process. At least that's how I walk through it. It's an experiential process, right? Okay, so to stay on your path, pay attention to any of the distractions. And there's really connecting to the trees too. A nature connection can be really comforting and helping. Nature, trees can have so much wisdom for you and comfort, and show reciprocity too. Give back, okay? Because we also there's connecting too. There's some of us, really, I feel all of us are still going through a heart healing, right? A healing of the heart. And look how beautiful that card is. There's a healing of the heart, right? And there's healing. When you're healing your heart, you're also healing the heart of others that lack the capacity to do it for themselves. And that doesn't mean you're doing the work for them, but you're being able to hold that space as you let go of attachments. Okay, right? We have the letting go card twice here, right? You're going to let go of attachments through this healing of the heart, right? Because when you start to hold on so tightly, it doesn't allow your heart, it's in contraction. That means your emotions are in contraction. That means it makes it hard to move. It makes it hard to stay on your path. You kind of halt your path. You halt your ascension when you're holding on. And when others are holding on and harboring mixed emotions or ill will or things of the past, it limits the growth of all of us. Okay, so how might the letting go and the beautiful heart healing come into play for you? And you can ask for guidance in that, for more ease, more grace, so you can transcend and ascend, right? And see things from a higher perspective and hold the higher perception possible. Return to those 7 activities of creation. You must be able to hold it in love, right? Return to the rhythm and pulsations of the heart of the one. Heart of the one. Okay, so being able to let go of your transgressions and those of others, right? So we see that like the birds almost taking the twine off. It's almost like a bow. If you see it, it's like unwinding that bow, all those pink petals and all this heart healing and love coming in. And you have the hummingbirds, right? And this very, very beautiful, loving bird to have in this card of letting go. And it lets the golden light in, right? It lets the golden light along your temple path come in. Okay. So for some of us, it's another level of letting go of attachments of all kinds. I recently sat here the past few days and I went into just a really short meditation and I imagined what it was like to let go of all my physical possessions. And I closed my eyes and I felt so free. I felt so free and unattached. And so I started clearing out my house. No, it doesn't mean I'm getting rid of all my earthly possessions. I'm just decluttering, but I'm holding the feeling of letting go and unattached to any of it. And because it's already inside you, it's already in your heart. Okay, when you let go, everything you need is already in your heart. You're healing it, and everything you need is there. It's in your heart center. Wherever you go, your heart is. Okay, wherever you go, your heart is. So for some of you, it might be harder to let go of attachment. Even this one here, the mask, let go of your identity. You're attached to your identity as maybe Gina, as an athlete, as a teacher. Let all of that go. Those are just aspects, roles that you're playing that you do, almost to just, not to dismiss our roles here, but sometimes we do things, it's just to bide time. It's just to bide time. I remember going to a retreat last year and the facilitator, as we're all bringing in light together and holding a common space, she's like, I'm just here for your entertainment while we get these upgrades. Right? So if you could look at life as like, this is what I do for entertainment as I bring more light into this world and bring more light to what I do every day, it's actually kind of funny, right? Like, but you'll notice if we're attached, there's the shackles on you. You can't go anywhere. It's limiting you. So just let go of it all. Let go of whatever you're over identifying with, and any labels. Just be you. So many people ask about me and they stick me in these labels and I just never identified with it because I'm just me. I'm just me, right? And it has a lot to do with who I'm in relationship with, and they just label me as something. It's like, no, that's not how I live my life. I'm just me. Sometimes I date women, sometimes I date men. It has nothing to do with their sex, their physical sex. It's always been, are they a good person and is there a connection there? And sometimes they turn romantic and sometimes they don't. So I encourage all of you to let go of your labeling of yourself and others, because that just is getting in your way to a point where you're shackling yourself further from your goal. And then what happens, it projects it onto other people. Well, you have to address me this way. You have to, and no, nobody has to address you a certain way. If you're not taking anything personal in life anymore, it won't matter how someone addresses you because you're learning about discerning the energies, and you're okay in your wholeness as you're integrating your I am presence, your divine complementary energy, your twin flame energy, because you know yourself. You have healed your heart. You've healed your heart and you're able to see more clearly from above, and you just let go of it all and be like, it's okay because I know who I am. I know who I am. And the truth always reveals itself. And that helps you stay on your temple, the temple path. And that's where, as you stay in these places, it allows for the burst of magic to come in. It allows you to see beyond the ordinary. beyond the ordinary, beyond the fences that you place in front of you, beyond the limitations that you place in front of it, beyond your attachments. Because if you're holding on to the past, you cannot move forward. It'll limit you, it'll pop up in some way through behavior, through fear, through like, I don't know if I want to do that. You know, allow yourself to have the burst of magic. When you let go, that magic will come. It will come. Look at that beam of light coming out of the flower, out of the lotus, but that also all that energy coming in through the crown, the form that's occurring, all that stardust, that's also within you, all that star magic that's within you, creating form, that elemental within you activating, that connects with your third eye center, the mental body, the mental equipment to create. Then the angelic realm helping you open your heart and the feelings of energies around you through the human body, the color, the aura, the vibration, the frequency. Right? Because you're just particles that are going to be fragmented a bit. The magic is happening, the alchemy is happening, and you're becoming lighter. You're building your light body. That's a depiction to me of a light body. And then you can begin to see beyond the ordinary world that you have grown so accustomed to, and the magic does happen. Where those of you that connect with nature, you're going to start to hear the sounds of nature in a way that you haven't before. You're going to hear the sounds of your own body in a way that you haven't before. Different things will begin to occur. So how do you really support yourself through that, right? That's a really good question when you are kind of rocked off your center, right? But you be in vibratory action. It's a time of action. And even to be still is an action and a choice, okay? So some of you are being asked to let go more and trust more and surrender to the process of, right? Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in this attachment phase, and that doesn't feel good, right? Look how gray and kind of gloomy this whole scene is, right? Where if you look into, oh wow, I'm actually this burst of magic, this flower opening up to this whole other world because I let go, because I'm healing my heart center, because you're trusting and surrendering to the energy and essence that is you, and calling forth basically that magnetism that's occurring, that everything coming into right order, I'll say. You're going to start really feeling what you've been building in your mind start to come and be attracted to you, and opportunities are going to come to you in a way they haven't before. But that doesn't mean you don't have work to do, because you can still call on the fire dragons to assist you in clearing these qualities, these energies of your light body. There's something again in the bloodline within you that is asking to be cleared, purified. We're going to bring in Archangel Zachiel to assist with that right now. And call in the fire dragons to also assist, because it's clearing. I invoke the fire dragons to clear my path for ascension. There's something in your bloodline that needs tending to, okay? In your root, your beliefs, okay? The way you're being that, and also go further. It's not just isolated in the root chakra. Go into the sacral, the solar plexus, what are the fears and doubts, your relationship to money and power, right? Where it's all energy. How are you relating to it? Your relationships, sacral, one-on-one relationship to yourself and others and things, right? It's not isolated to people. How do you relate to things? Remember, I just went into this space of saying, gosh, what if I imagined myself letting go of all my earthly possessions? And it felt freeing, What if I just unattached to all of it and what it meant, even the home I'm in? And I sat there and it's like, oh, I could breathe. I didn't have to fight for anything. I just trust that it's here. What I need is here, and what is no longer in serving me goes. And it just felt freeing to know like everything I have is in my heart. And that's what I came from, like feeling everything I had was in my heart. And then I'm like, oh yes, thank you for that remembrance. Everything I need is inside me already. And just the visualization of letting go of everything felt great, because it takes work to care for a home and property and my pets. And now I have no desire to let go of my pet, my dog, my lovely Gus. By no means. And but the ability to go like, okay, that was our time together. Now he's gonna be with me for a very long time. But to be able to be in that space of like, oh yes, and then keep going, right? Yeah, I'm not saying that, and even in the space I live in, oh yeah, I loved living there. I love living here. And I'll love wherever I live next. And only the divine time knows when that move comes, or if it does at all. So pay attention to how you're relating to things and really just let go of all of it. Because what I'm noticing, so many of us are getting caught up in the mundane things that just don't matter and are moving away from solution-oriented things. If you find yourself getting caught up and it's not solution-oriented, bring yourself back. Get back on that path, that temple path, and go, oh, well, what's the solution here? What's the bridge to this? Bring light to it. Simple. Don't get pulled into someone else's reality that they've created that has potentially little to no basis, right? Because you also can create one like that too. But so visualize in your mind's eye how you truly want something to be, and then take the vibrational action and choices that align with that. And you'll feel it in your body and it'll all line up. So that's all I have for you today. Pay attention to what part of your bloodline, ancestry is coming forward for you, not only to honor, perhaps there's something in your history that you can work with, right? But also pure and clean and basically, it's ancestral healing for some of you. Some of you, it's ancestral healing. Some of you, it's just maybe family belief systems, your own belief systems. It could even go into letting the reins go on some of your religious beliefs so you can see more clearly through the third eye of what is. Anything you're holding on so tightly that's interfering, right? It's a time to purify your soul so you can be in ascension. And so anything, thought form, belief system, ways of being, work, any of those things that are in the way of you ascending and being in a higher frequency, pay attention to that and how might you relate to those things differently so it can expand for you. I'm not telling you to go give up your religious practices. I'm asking you to step further into your spiritual practices of trust, faith, and surrender and grace, and see how those things may augment your religious practices, and how you may begin to see even that part of your life slightly differently, and allow that to grow and become something else for you. So that's all I have for you. Much love for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading and found it valuable in some ways. Connect with the elemental kingdom, the body elemental, and the elements within you of earth, air, fire, water, and ether. Connect with your divine spark of your divinity, the threefold flame, and your I am present. Support that integrating. Much love to all of you. I'm Gina. Be sure to like and share this video. And you can always find me at Soul Inspired Reflections. And have a beautiful evening.